Welcome, everyone, to a new episode of IADS Retail Park, brought to you by the International Association of Department Stores. Today is a special one. If you're new here, you're in for a deep dive, and for our regular listeners, you know we never shy away from the big questions in retail. We promise you fresh perspectives, thoughtful analysis, and yes, a few surprises along the way. Please be advised this podcast uses AI clone voices created with care and human oversight for quality and accuracy. I'm Maya, and today we're unpacking what might be the most debated merger in luxury retail history.
And I'm Christine. We're putting the spotlight on Saks Global, the bold consolidation linking Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus under one banner, supercharged by Amazon and Salesforce's backing. This combination might sound like a dream team for luxury, but some say it's a high wire act with much more risk than reward.
When news of this merger first broke in July 2024, my first reaction wasn't optimism, it was cautious curiosity. Two legendary retailers sharing the same struggles. Was this true strategic vision or just a last ditch effort?
And that's a fair instinct. Mergers aren't new for Saks. Remember the Gimbel Brothers merger back in 1923? That's what laid the foundation for the legendary Fifth Avenue flagship. But let's be honest, this moment feels like a pivot point, not just another chapter.
No kidding. Especially when you think about how Saks set the pace in 1924 by opening a store in an untested neighborhood. Today, though, it feels a little less pioneering and a lot more reactive. Are they trying to lead or just keep up?
The numbers leave little room for doubt. Saks Fifth Avenue posted a 16% sales drop in first quarter 2025. Neiman Marcus and Bergdorf Goodman down 10%. But Bloomingdale's went up 10%. You really have to wonder, is this merger chasing growth or just chasing survival?
And survival comes at a price. That vendor payment crisis, $275 million overdue and counting. Some suppliers actually paused shipments and filed suits. CEO Mark Metrics promised to repay in 12 installments starting July 2025 doesn't exactly put everyone's minds at ease.
Extending payment terms to 90 days instead of the usual 30, essentially asking suppliers to bankroll their operations. That's a risky move for any retailer, let alone one in transition.
Let's talk brand strategy. Saks cutting 500 to 600 brands and targeting 20% of sales from private label. Private label can boost profits, but luxury is defined by curation and discovery. If brands get cut because they aren't paid, not because they aren't strategic, the whole retail experience changes.
And the human story is just as telling. Catherine Bloom, star personal shopper from Neiman Marcus, just left for Nordstrom and reportedly took more than $10 million in business with her. She's launching a unique space in LA's Melrose Place, and you know that's proof that personalized service and client relationships still matter, even in a digital world.
Look at Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's, adding new brands, experiential events, adapting while Saks struggles with complaints about damaged deliveries and delayed refunds.
That brings us to Amazon and Salesforce. The Sophie virtual assistant, powered by AI, reduced call volume by 20%, which is impressive. But luxury shoppers crave human interaction. Technology helps, but it shouldn't replace expertise and connection.
Amazon's involvement makes some luxury brands nervous, and for good reason. Amazon is all about efficiency, scale, and price. Luxury is about aspiration, intimacy, and exclusivity. Will this play out well, or is it a misalignment?
And then, of course, there is the Costco distribution angle. Saks launching its men's private brand at Costco with plans for women's. That's great for visibility, perhaps, but does it undermine the notion of exclusivity that luxury thrives on? Sometimes quick wins can hurt the brand.
On the financial front, $100 million loss in fiscal 2024, bonds at 34.5 cents on the dollar, S&P downgrades to triple C. They've borrowed heavily for the Neiman Marcus deal, and interest expenses alone sit at $400 million for the next year.
Selling a stake in Bergdorf Goodman to raise cash, major operational integration in September 2025, and as a result, $110 to $180 million in canceled orders just before the holidays. That's a big risk and a lot of pressure to deliver results fast.
The Authentic Luxury Group partnership is worth watching. Expanding into hospitality, travel, entertainment is a bold move, but risks stretching focus too thin when core retail still needs urgent attention.
The question everyone's asking, does this merger represent true leadership or just the last shot at survival? Most retail mergers over half fail. Historical precedents like the Profits merger tell us that size alone isn't enough.
And with luxury sales shrinking, growing through consolidation becomes an uphill battle. Instead of grabbing a bigger share, you're fighting for crumbs. That's tough.
The brand positioning challenge is massive. Accessible luxury versus true luxury sounds logical, but in practice, customers care most about feeling valued and unique, not the labels retailers use.
When I think of Saks Global's future, three paths appear: a smooth integration with strong luxury branding and profits, a rougher road as a surviving, if diminished, retailer, or total collapse under pressure.
They need to keep luxury brands on side as they chase new revenue streams. Remember, the brands could always go direct or pick competitors.
And with Amazon's power in logistics and tech, Saks stands to benefit, but also risks creating a smarter, hungrier competitor who could eventually go after luxury brands directly.
Successful transitions need stability. Saks must restore vendor trust, prove successful integration, and keep luxury's unique character alive, even while experimenting with partnerships.
For department store leaders, the lesson here is clear: scale and size don't fix broken fundamentals. Combining two troubled businesses rarely creates one thriving enterprise.
Retail is built on supplier partnerships. Hurting those relationships with payment delays or tough terms can harm assortment and customer experience, especially in luxury.
So, Christine, what does real success look like for Saks Global? Lower sales but higher margins, fewer locations but better moments, stronger partnerships rather than just more brands.
Exactly, Maya. It's about quality, not quantity. And the next 12 to 18 months will reveal whether Saks Global can pull this off.
For listeners, this is the story of how department stores are fighting to stay relevant, even as old strategies lose their edge.
Saks Global stands at the crossroads. Will it become a luxury leader or another cautionary tale? We'll be watching and reporting back.
Thank you all for joining us on IADS Retail Park. If you want more analysis or insider coverage, find us on LinkedIn at the International Association of Department Stores. Explore our Substack and visit our website for further resources. A link to the full exclusive is available in the episode description. Until next time, keep questioning, keep innovating.